In this video, we will be discussing second-degree price discrimination, and more specifically, two-part tariffs. Here we have a problem where a new gentleman's club is opening in a new location, and the owner is planning on using a price discrimination model that uses two-part tariffs, and they want to find the usage fee, the membership fee, and profit for this gentleman's club using two-part tariffs. And we're given the following functions and information of a price function of P equals 25 minus 2Q, a total cost function of 2,800 plus 2Q, and then the number of customers, or N, equals 1,500. First off, we're dealing with new variables here, so I will denote usage fee by R and membership fee by F. And we want to find F, R, and profit, or pi, for this problem. So, with two-part tariffs, customers are being charged two different fees. So the original membership fee to become a part of the gentleman's club, and then a usage fee for each usage that they get from buying the membership. So say, like here, they get to use the golf course, but it costs R. A thing that helps is to graph our functions. And so we would graph our price function, and then our marginal cost. And these are on the price and quantity axes. This is our marginal cost. This is our price. But we don't know what our marginal cost is, but we can find that later. So in two-part tariffs, most firms, instead of charging each customer at their maximum willingness to pay, they will be charging them at a larger fee that represents this entire area. So this is our F. So they charge at their producer surplus for comparison. And that leaves the usage fee. So in order to find our quantity that helps us profit maximize, we look at the point where price equals marginal cost. So since they're setting price equal to marginal cost, they must not be making a profit off their usage fee. So based off of that, we can assume our usage fee equals our marginal cost. So now that we have a structure in mind of what we want to find, let's start by finding more functions. So we have our total cost function of 2,800 plus 2Q, and we want the marginal cost so we can find our R and our F. So marginal cost is the derivative of the total cost function with respect to Q, and by taking the derivative, we get 2 as our marginal cost. And since R equals our marginal cost, our usage fee, or R, is 2. So for whatever benefits the membership offers, such as using the golf course or bottles of water, we would charge at marginal cost $2 for whatever benefit they are providing. Next, we want to find our profit maximizing quantity, and we can do that by finding the intersection point between price and marginal cost. So we would set price equal to marginal cost, and our price function was 25 minus 2Q, and that's equal to our marginal cost of 2. And so, by solving for Q, we would subtract 2 from both sides, and add 2Q to both sides. And so we are left with 23 equals 2Q. And if we divide both sides by 2, we are left with a quantity of 11.5. And so we can come back to our graph and sketch out what we know. So we know now our quantity is 11.5. We also know our marginal cost is 2. And in order to find this point up here, we would take our price function of 25 minus 2Q and substitute 0 in for Q. So we would get 25 minus 2 times 0, and so we get just a price of 25. So that is our maximum price, so PM. And we want to figure out this area because that is our F. So we would have to use a formula for the area of a triangle here. So for a general formula for F, or producer surplus, we would have F equals 1/2 times the quantity of P max minus our marginal cost, and then that is multiplied by our quantity. And we know all three terms, so we can substitute things in. So we have F equals 1/2 times the quantity of 25 5 minus 2, and then that thing is multiplied by 11.5. And by plugging this into a calculator, our F is 132.25. So if someone wants to join this gentleman's club, they would have to pay $132.25. So now that we have found both R and F, we can start looking at our profit. So normally, our profit function is price times quantity minus our total cost. However, that does not apply here because our price is set equal to our marginal cost, so they cancel out. So we can ignore price and marginal cost in this case, or our R. So what we can look at is we make an income of F, and then we have N customers that all buy a membership and pay a fee of F, and then taking into account the only cost we can, we would subtract out our fixed cost. So if we plug in what we know, we have profit equals F, which is 132.25 times N, which is 1,500, and then minus our fixed cost, which is 2,800 when we look at our total cost function, because it is the only one without a Q in it. And so, if we plug this all into a calculator, we get $195,575 as our profit. Due to the nature of a two-part tariff and the costs of the membership fee, they usually have large profits such as this. As a result of these large profits as well, the producer ends up taking all of the surplus for themselves. So consumer surplus is 0 in this scenario, which is why F is found the way it is. That will conclude this video on two-part tariffs.